Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today there is a brand new beta in preview released version 1.20.0.20. Don't ask me why it's numbered like that. I don't number these things, but it is a very weird number. I don't know why it's not just 1.20. I don't know what the 0.0.20 is for, but it's there. Now, first of all, before we get into this, if you hear any weird background noises, that's because my neighbors are currently cutting their lawn. So, I've waited as long as I can, but I really wanted to make this video, so I'm hoping it's not going to be an issue. Things have quieted down a lot, but if you hear any noises, that is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. First change. Can you tell what these potions are? Me personally, looking at these, I can tell you this is instant health. But the rest of these, I can't really tell. See, this I would assume is poison. That's night vision, guys. Jump boost is yellow. Speed being that blue, that works for me. This is water breathing. It's like gray. Strength is now yellow. The poison, that makes sense. And the regen has always been like this purpley color, but Mojang is taking away all of the enchanted glossy colors on potions. They've also changed all the colors of tipped arrows and all of that. I really dislike this change, guys. It just feels so different and so wrong compared to what it's been forever. Yeah. But I suppose Mojang's going to do what they like. Now for this next one. The minor pottery shard can now be found in suspicious sand and suspicious gravel, and the shelter pottery shard now renders correctly on pot. Brushes can now be enchanted with Unbreaking 3, Mending, and Curse of Vanishing. When using a brush on a normal block, you should hear a basic brush sound. I personally hear nothing, but okay. Also, brushes will now only take damage from brushing away suspicious sand and gravel. For this next one, change to bamboo wood. Bamboo wood is now just as flammable as any other type of wood. As demonstrated with this little pile of wood I'm currently burning. But we gotta make sure it don't spread. Yeah, I'd say that is some pretty flammable wood. I don't know if doors properly burn. Alright, no, the doors are still there. But everything else burns, so you're, welcome. You're welcome for the show. Next up, things such as bells, rails, amethyst clusters, buttons, top snow, corals, and sea pickles all must be placed on top of a solid block with a solid surface. So if we were to go ahead and take all of these items, you cannot place them on top of a chest because it is not a full block. Similar to why you cannot place these on top of a daylight sensor or sign. So you can no longer just get a bunch of weird floating things. Previously, you were able to place these like on top of torches that look weird. Suspicious sand and gravel will now break when it falls onto any of these items that you see below. And there you have it. And when I say break, I do mean break. It doesn't pop off as an item, it just shatters. Hanging signs have been slightly modified. The text on hanging signs is now larger, meaning you can fit in less. Hanging signs can now be placed on the bottom of anvils. However, I have no idea how to demonstrate that, because if you place an anvil, it just falls. And if you try placing a hanging sign below it, you can't because it's falling. So yeah, I don't know how to possibly show that to you guys. You can supposedly place them on the bottom of chorus flowers as well, but it kind of just breaks the chorus flower. So, yeah, again, not really sure what's up with that. You can place them on the bottom and sides of mob grinders now. You are supposed to be able to place them on the bottom of grindstones. When they are hanging off of another block. However, I cannot place them on this thing at all. I am crouching. When placing crimson, warped, or bamboo hanging signs, they all now have a unique sound to their wood type. So, yeah. They don't sound too different, but nice variation, I guess. When it comes to equipping armor with armor trims on them, when you now switch the armors, the untrimmed armor, when it appears in your inventory, will actually appear as the untrimmed armor type, rather than the trimmed armor type. Previously, these would kind of be broken, so as you switch, it would still display it as the other one is in your hand, even though it actually switched the armor. Mobs are now positioned correctly on bamboo rafts. I'm a little curious about this one because, as you can see, I got the 2 pigs, but they're not necessarily centered on this, so I'm not exactly sure what the correct positioning is supposed to be. But according to Mojang, that is it. Now, sniffers. Sniffers and sniffers. As you know, we have the torch flower seed that grows into the torch flower. They have added the pitcher pod, which the sniffer can sniff up, and the pitcher pod grows into this beautiful flower right here, the pitcher plant. All around, very nice plant. I quite like it. The pitcher plant and the torch flower can now be used to breed sniffers. No, they cannot. Maybe it was the seeds. How do you breed sniffers again? Ah, sorry, it was the seeds, not the flower, it was the seeds, yes. And when you breed them, they drop a sniffer egg. Now the sniffer egg, right here, is our next thing. When you place it on moss, it takes approximately 10 minutes to hatch, and when you place it on any other block, it takes approximately 20 minutes to hatch. We are gonna come back to watch these things hatch in un momento though. We have one more feature that we really want to cover for this. This is probably one of the most wanted features in Bedrock Edition. You can now put banners on shields. So if we just go ahead and grab all these items here, hop into our loom, we are going to create a globe banner. Put away the banner pattern. Here we are, we have our blue globe banner. If we put the shield and that banner into the crafting table, you can now get a shield with that banner on it. You can put this into your offhand, into your main hand, you can put this on armor stands. It is entirely up to you, do whatever you want with it. And really, your only limit here is your imagination and what you can put on the banners. I am so... Oh, sniffers have just sniffed up torchflower seed. Alright. I saw this buddy sniff. You gonna find something? I've yet to see them actually sniff up the pitcher pod seed, so kinda waiting and hoping we see that. But anyway, yes, banners on shields. I'm so excited, guys. This is awesome. If you pair that with your armor trims, you can now create such cool stuff. So exciting. Now, while we wait for these sniffer eggs to hatch, of course I am going to oh. Buddy's found something. What you got there, buddy? Yeah, I'm sorry, this video is a little unstructured, it seems like, doesn't it? Seems a bit like a mess, this video. But I'm just kind of trying to check out all the cool stuff, you know, so I'm taking our time, we're getting through it. What has he just found? More torchflower seeds, alright. I mean, that's cool and all, but I was kind of hoping they'd find a pitcher's pod. Anyway, there are a bunch of just general changes and fixes, such as wooden logs now generating in woodland mansions. They have removed the redundant lava cauldron, and sounds emitted by players, mobs, stepping, falling, jumping, or landing on skulk sensors are now affected by the player sound slider. They have made a bunch of general fixes, one of which being that woodland mansions entrances now use cobblestone slabs. Iron bars and glass panes can now connect to pistons. Pistons can no longer become invisible in rare cases. I'm going to go ahead and put all of these up on your screen right now, because they're just kind of general and small little things. Oh, the sniffer egg has cracked a little bit. But that's pretty much it in terms of changes. All the real interesting and important ones we have looked at through here. Guys, the one egg has just cracked again. It should be getting very close to hatching, probably about 3 to 4 more minutes. Be back once it cracks again. The sniffer is currently sniffing up an item, and it's torch flower seeds again. Alright, never mind. I was kind of hoping he'd find the pitcher's pod. And if you're wondering on what the different growth stages look like, there it is, currently growing. Also, the egg not on moss has cracked a bit as well. Alright guys, so the baby sniffer has hatched. I accidentally broke the other egg. And the sniffers actually found a pitcher pod, so I went ahead and I set the random tick speed up to 1000. We can go ahead and view the different growth stages for the pitcher's pod. There you have it, from seed to flower. And we can go ahead and fully watch the sniffer egg hatch. There it is. That is what it looks like when these little things are actually hatching. So adorable. I love these little baby sniffers so much. But that is the general gist of this week's beta. A whole bunch of just kind of changes. A whole bunch of parity changes and whatnot. But now that we are officially into the 120 betas, we should be seeing version 1.1980 on full release within the next week or two. And if you want to see those, because I will be making videos on it the second they drop, I recommend you to go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell. If you have enjoyed this video, do be sure to leave a like, share it around with your friends. It really helps support the channel, and it just motivates me to keep producing these videos for you to enjoy. Anyways, this has been Mr. Gaming Aquatic, and I'll see you next time. Bye!